forced to stay here even if it was against their will. And if they try to go home, back to their traditional villages, which a lot of people did try to do, they were forcibly brought back by the Spanish military and punished. What do we call this today in our country? If you want to go home and if you're forced to work somewhere and you can't go home, what do we call this? Slavery. Yes, slavery. Illegal. Yes, that's how it should be.
Yes, that is correct. Good job, Benj.
But back then, the Spanish didn't see it as being that way. The Spanish thought that they were helping the people living here. But do you think the people were living perfectly fine for 12,000 years on their own? They needed help from the Spanish? No. The Spanish were doing a lot of harm. And so all of these rebellions started where people were trying to fight for their land and for their culture and for like how if anybody was being oppressed, they would fight for their culture and their rights. Toipuriña, good point. Toipuriña was one of them. She led a revolt that connected a bunch of the missions together, and then when she was caught, she told the Spanish judge. She said, "I did so." And this is a tense word, but just keep in mind that these are her words, you can't change them. She said, "I did so because I hate the Padres and all of the Spanish for coming onto the lands of my forefathers and changing our way of life." And so people weren't giving up their culture. The people in Saklan, which is where Walnut Creek's at today, the Spanish wanted to have a mission that was there, and the people in Saklan fought so hard against the Spanish that the Spanish couldn't put a mission there because the Indian people in that area were fighting so hard for their country. So remember, people didn't give up their culture or their stories or anything like that. Yeah?
So.